Are you sure about this?
I am.
There are no second chances, Miss Burnwood. Not here.
I choose him.
May I inquire why? A blank slate? Antisocial? Apathetic and unresponsive? No doubt the boy shows promise, but...
Perhaps I see possibility where others see limitation.
Welcome back everybody to another review of games that are currently free on Epic Games Launcher Store. This series is all about helping you guys decide whether or not these games are worth your time investment or in the future your money investment. It's usually been a while since these games have been reviewed on other channels, so here we take a look at these games to see if they still compare to other titles you may already own. I'll let you know right here on this channel if you should give these games a chance for free now or if they're even worth your money in the future. Today we'll be looking at a surprising free inclusion on Epic Games Launcher Store, Hitman. Hitman is labeled as a stealth video game series developed by the Danish developer IO Interactive, previously published by Eidos Interactive and Square Enix. This soft reboot of the franchise was released in 2016 for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. The game builds off previous events that occur in Hitman Absolution 2012, but don't let that dissuade you. I've never played through most of the Hitman games and I was only lost on a little portion of Hitman 2016's story. Hitman even has a sequel, Hitman 2, that came out in 2018, with the third installment to come in the series in 2021. When Hitman first released, it originally received good reviews from major review stations such as Push Square, PC Gamer, and GameSpot. However, like always, we're going to take a look at real gameplay today based on my experiences to see if this game really does live up to these scores. Make sure to comment below in this video to let me know what you think about Hitman. Before we get started, I'd like to mention that I have some familiarity with the Hitman games, but not a whole lot. I remember briefly playing the original game that was released in 2000, Hitman, codename 47, around 2008, but I haven't played any of the other installments really. Really, the only thing I remember from it is dragging bodies around to hide them in bushes, which is a game mechanic that does indeed make its return here. When Hitman 2016 was first announced, it definitely did pique my interest. However, the way it was released put me off a little bit. Hitman released as 6 different episodes instead of a full game, which didn't sound good to me at the time. I'm not a huge fan how some games are released as pieces instead of a full game because I'd rather wait for the full game. It's nice though that the full 6 episodes are included on the Epic Games Store though. It's penalized to do so, but if you're sensitive to being able to be given the opportunity to commit mass murder, you may not want to play this game. First thing we're going to look at is Hitman's story. Hitman this time around definitely feels more like a James Bond film, which for me is a plus. As Agent 47, you'll be taking on missions from your handler Diana Burnwood, who you meet in the opening cutscene. The game starts you off by being initiated into the International Contract Agency, or ICA, by demonstrating your abilities as an assassin. In fact, most of the clips you'll see in the background are from the beginning tests you receive to see if you're capable of being an ICA agent. Throughout the game, you'll be receiving multiple assignments from a shadow client that are all seemingly unconnected. This honestly did intrigue me as someone who loves films such as James Bond or Jack Ryan that emphasize spy and governmental type themes. I'll mention though that Agent 47 himself does not have a huge story arc. If you like character development of your own protagonist, then you may not enjoy this game because Agent 47 is kind of a blank slate so that he's able to blend in so well and be an assassin. On to Hitman's graphics. I was incredibly surprised to know that this game was released in 2016 because these graphics are insane. The character models, the facial expressions, the environments are all just so pretty and polished. The cutscenes were definitely where the graphics really shine though. It really felt like I was watching a movie every time there was a cutscene. There are some faces here and there though that don't get as much love as other characters. I sadly didn't capture any footage of it, but when the cutscene sometimes pans over background characters, you can tell that they spent more time on those involved in the story rather than background characters. This is understandable as it honestly makes sense to put more effort into the main characters. Also, there's one chapter where you're in a coastal area and the detail of the water is just off. It's weirdly blue and kind of looks like sludge, but overall the graphics in this game are super spot on. The last thing we're going to talk about is the gameplay. Hitman lives true to its roots with the stealth gameplay here. If you like stealth gameplay, this one is for you. Instead of spending time blasting your way through waves of enemies to reach your target, you have to be tactful and think logically on how you're going to solve each puzzle. Hitman's level design consists of sandbox worlds that you're able to explore and find clues to help you figure out how you're going to assassinate your target. If you're really having a hard time figuring out what to do, the game gives you ideas by placing opportunities throughout the levels to help you navigate a method of taking out the targets. There are also challenges in the menu of each episode to give you more ideas to take out the targets. These challenges also offer a replayability factor to the game, as you're able to complete each mission again with different methods. Most of the opportunities though come by eavesdropping on NPC conversations. These are marked on your screen with an icon when you get close enough to save you time instead of trying to listen in on every conversation that every NPC is having. This is a great way to help those that are really struggling trying to figure out what they're supposed to do, because the game gives you the complete freedom to solve each puzzle however you'd like. However, you're more rewarded with experience points to actually follow the opportunities and challenges. Killing non-target characters and going in guns blazing are penalized at the end of the game. Mission experience is based on time, opportunities completed, challenges completed, time spotted by NPCs, and amount of non-target NPCs killed. Experience allows you to start each mission from better locations, as well as unlocks new spy equipment for your character. All these things work really well together, but there are some downsides to the game. For one, the autosave feature is pretty garbage. Hitman is a pretty difficult game if you're not experienced with stealth gameplay, so you'll be reloading your missions a lot. Otherwise, you'd be starting from the beginning of each episode every time, requiring you to sit through these same cutscenes over and over again. The autosave feature does not happen frequently enough to actually benefit you, so you'll be manually saving throughout the levels, which kind of sucks. Also, the game only autosaves if you're online, which brings us to another problem. Because so many people are playing the game right now, because it's free, the servers crash frequently enough to notice. You either have to wait for the servers to reconnect or take on the game without having autosave. Also, there's a lot of moments in this game where you're simply just waiting for an NPC to do an action. In the prologue, you have to finish your target's chess game for him, but he often takes forever to actually go on to his chessboard to check it. This leaves you just literally standing there waiting on him to look at his chessboard, and it gets really tedious and frustrating at some times, because this happens all throughout the game. I also ran into some glitches in the game where I'd be following an opportunity, but it'd randomly say that I failed it, even though I did everything right. I looked this up online, and it seems like many people had the same type of problems when the game was originally released. Now, it wouldn't bother me so much if the levels and setup time to follow through an opportunity didn't take so long. I eventually just finished the mission by different means because I was tired of trying to figure out what was wrong. That's pretty much it though. If you enjoy stealth games that have stunning visuals that give you the freedom to figure out how to stealthily assassinate your target, then this one's for you. The game isn't perfect by any means, but it's definitely a fun game to have the opportunity to own for free. It's worth $40 on Steam though, so if you're looking at buying this game in the future, then I would personally probably look the other way until it's less expensive. As always guys and gals, if you like this game review, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and let me know what you all think about Hitman in the comments below, and we'll see you all next time.